And we also have Rockety in the building as well.
Yo, what's good?
Hey, what kind of thing?
Welcome back, Rockety.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. Two two of the biggest topics, of course, is Kokomi good, and also the the drama in the community. Although every week seems to have another set of drama, but this week's the anniversary drama. So
Man,
well,
I got
let's
a
start with
couple things
Kokomi
to.
or the anniversary drama.
Let's start with Kokomi. Let's start with Kokomi. Uh, in fact, I think we should talk about her banner and the weapon
Yeah.
banner
Mm.
because the weapon banner is arguably one of the worst banners that we've seen for the weapon banner. There's
Uh,
literally only one really good weapon on there, and that's the five
Yep.
star Jade
yeah,
Cutter. Everything else is
trust.
stringless on there. In fact,
Yes,
Yeah,
Stringless is
stringless
on
there.
there.
Stringless there.
see now stringless is also just a very iffy bow. There's like two characters that it's good on, and then the rest is trash. It's just complete
Yeah.
trash. The new five-star catalyst, there's only two characters that benefit from it. I don't get why did they even make it a weapon?
Yeah, and
Um,
like I was listening to somebody today, and they said the craftable catalyst is like only slightly worse than the 5 star.
yeah.
So I mean, why would you even go for that catalyst?
Actually,
It's
prototype
so
amber.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
who
I
at
think
Yoyo
like
makes these types of decisions, but it's
yeah,
it's not
it's
good.
it's very. So
But
I think
very
first of all we should start off with the good the for especially for free to play. I feel like this banner, apart from Kokomi, you have Xinxiou, you have Beidou, and you also have Rozaria. So I feel like it's quite a decent banner. Um, well, if you don't have these characters C6, I have Beidou C6, but I really wanted copies for Xinxiou
That
and
makes two of us.
Xinxiou and Rosaria. So especially Xinxiou, Rosaria is like extra. Like if I get um, extra copies for her, that's fine. But I was actually waiting for everybody to come on, but since y'all were taking a while, I went ahead and did a few summons.
Oh, what'd you
And
get?
guess who
Oh,
I
I have
pulled first?
C6 Rosaria.
Oh no, C6. I have C6 Beidou.
I wish it was me.
Um, yeah, so I actually pulled Diona, which is not even on the banner. First. And I already have a C6. So I was like, what kind of luck is this? This is not
It's
looking
better
good
than what I
already.
got. I got the
A weapon?
I got sacrificial fragments, a weapon on the character banner. So
Wow.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I hate when
Saffron isn't that bad, you know.
it's good. It's a
I
good weapon, but I
Yeah,
mean I'm
I
showing the
would pick that
character banner, so
over
it's still.
another copy of Diona.
I wouldn't. I don't mind more Diamond Constellations. I prefer that because I already
Yeah.
have like an R3 or R4 sack frags.
Wow. I think I are
Yeah,
too.
I think I
Yeah,
have
and
R1.
I pulled Xinxiou second and then a copy of Rosario and it looks like I'm done with this band. because
I'm going to
right
keep.
now I have
Mhm.
Xinxiou C4 and Rozaria C2, so I feel like that's a good place to stop.
I'm going to keep wishing on it because I have Xinqiu C5 and Rosaria C2, and I
Yeah,
also want to push my pity up for the next character. I don't want Kokomi. I don't feel like she's really worth it right now.
yeah,
Perhaps later down the line, just like with like Zhongli and Albedo and Venti later down the line, when more
yeah,
content comes out that caters more to healing and stuff like that, then I would probably want her. But there's
yeah.
also a ton of other characters that heal. There's characters that DPS that heal as well. So it's like Xingqiu's ult heals you a little bit, and then Bennett's ult heals you.
Yeah, really fails. I mean,
You don't?
people say it heals, but I guess I do it fails.
It's,
I mean,
It's
it's not.
not much, but
It's not a.
yeah, it's like 10% or 5% or something.
Yeah, about 10%, I think.
I feel like it's
It's nothing
probably
to.
so insignificant that I hardly notice.
It regenerates
Yeah.
the current character's HP based on 6% of Xingqiu's HP.
What? Even less.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna have that much HP anyway.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's like certain characters, like I feel like they are like counterintuitive to like what they supposed to do. Like for example, Beidou. The more HP you give her, the tougher her she'll get. But do you really want to build Beidou on HP? Not really.
You
Nope.
don't.
Not at all. Not at all. Like
You,
they
you
have
Yeah.
want to
this
So
like. Mhm.
little
what are you
things.
saying?
I was I was just saying they have this little like I'm guessing they want to call it perks that these characters have, these little bits that will totally throw off the entire build. Like why would
Yeah.
you put HP on Beidou? Like
Yeah.
she's a
Exactly.
great damage with a burst. Why would you
Yeah,
put HP on her? So it's like it's almost like I don't want to say it's useless. I guess it's just a little added utility, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I don't see. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just a little added utility. Just like Xinchu's healing, I categorize them the same. Like it's just a little added utility. But the
I
characters,
think
Yeah. But
what would have
to
made
me,
it
the only
better is if the scaling was like her her counter on her E scaled off of the shield, so you have an incentive to build a little bit of HP
yeah,
over like um
like that.
crit rate or crit damage or something like that.
Yeah,
That would
that'll
make
do.
sense to me,
yeah,
but it's not like that. So you know,
yeah. Miyoyo does a lot of things, little things that I find like what really is the a lot of talents. Like there are a lot of wasted talents that really like you don't even use these things on these characters. Like, what was the point of actually adding that talent on the character? And
Yep.
it also just makes you not want to play the character.
yeah,
Yeah.
now there's drama with Kokomi. A lot of people are saying that in terms of being, there are other characters who can do heals and do heals better and do party wide heals. Even Barbara, she can do burst healing, which heals your whole party like really high, depending on how far you build her. So it's like I don't think Kokomi does burst healing, and her burst actually leaves her on the field for a while, and she doesn't do much damage. So it's like I mean, she
And she
she's
does negative crit.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Like, what's
So
the
it's
point?
like
Like, still keep
what's up?
just watching.
I don't know. I would think for somebody that has negative crit and is primarily a healer, you would be like the best at what your function is. And like to me, I mean, some like four stars actually do a better job than her. In her yes, okay, so at least some big damage during that window, especially if she can crit. And I'm not really seeing like okay, I'm getting like Mioyo is introducing corrosion, and I'm feeling that um eventually um eventually in the open world we will get the corrosion mechanic through different monsters. I feel like that's probably why they introduced her, and how they will
Mhm.
start including the healing meta. But in terms of like being there, being like at a point where like even though we reach to a point where corrosion becomes like a thing in the open world. It's like in the overworld, it's like there are better healers than her already. So it's like to me, she just doesn't do enough to like make people want to really go for her.
Nope.
I think
So
another
that's my
big issue that I have with her is that she's another catalyst. She's just power creeping Barbara. Well, she was meant to creep Barbara, is what I feel. Which is why
yeah.
she does more damage than Barbara for sure. But I feel like she's just what's the point in having a 5-star character
Barbara.
that's literally just there to power creep another character that's in the game that everyone gets for free?
Yeah, but even with like Barbara, I find like to me, Barbara's boost is better than hers because Barbara can heal you instantly. She doesn't have like a
Yeah,
boost heal.
and
So
C6 Barbara revives you. Now,
exactly.
I didn't look at Kokomi's constellations,
I don't think she have
but
a reviver.
she doesn't. It's just
Yeah.
damage based. And
Yeah.
what's this? An attack speed buff? Yeah, and healing buff. There's no revive.
Yeah. In my honest opinion, I don't want to say she's the worst 5 star because like I
She's
feel
the
like
worst fight.
I'll be going far to say that, but she's not needed
Now,
essentially.
I
In my
want to see. Yeah, I agree. She's not needed. Now, as you say, was 5-star, like instantly Chi Chi came to mind.
No,
And
when I say worst
I
five
want to
star,
see the.
I'm talking about like event exclusive banners.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, hands down. Hands down. I don't
well,
think
yeah,
that's an
yeah,
argument. Yeah,
yeah.
hands down.
I agree to
She's the worst.
that.
Um, what I was going to say is I want to see like a comparison, like utility wise. Like for
Yeah,
sure, she out heals Chi Chi, but Chi Chi also has a decently scaling damage on her burst,
yeah,
which Kokomi doesn't have. In fact, Kokomi reduces your damage. Well, she reduces her own damage to up her healing. So it's weird. Maybe like I said, like maybe if later down the line we get some content where you have to heal, she'll be a good character to have on your side. But for right now, I really don't see her as like a necessary character.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Now, what I'm about to say might sound like a bit strange, seeing that I kind of almost bashed Kokomi a while ago, but I was actually playing her on the test run, and I actually, I find she plays well. Like I kind of like her style, her the way well I get me who you actually mix the energy come quicker in this run. So it's not a the best place to test out these characters. But from the way I played her, I'm not saying like she does big damage or anything like that, but like just the rotations with the different characters, everybody using her for freeze, using her for uh, applying Hydro and Electro together, using her for Vaporize, and just mixing it between the different characters, the support characters they provided you with in the test run. She's actually not. She's actually played much better than I thought she would. So I have to give her that. Like for play style, for me personally, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but I know like based on like what you would need and where she would fit, I don't feel like anything the best, but she's not horrible to play with.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Her more attacks are like it's like the sense of it is more fluid than playing with Ning Wong. In like other users, it's a lot more
Yeah.
fluid. Pattern normally
Mhm.
front. The nicest one I like is Yan. But Kokomi of doing the normal attacks and stuff. Man, I don't know. That girl just I don't see the point. Like if I'm honest, I don't see the point. Honestly, I don't want to bash her bad, but like unless like you really like the character, I wouldn't recommend anybody. Unless like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you like you just like to see you like their aesthetics, you like their story, you just like them for the character itself. If unless you don't feel that way, I wouldn't recommend you somebody for that because there are somebody that are doing something better in every position. Hydro applicator, Xinxiou, child healing, healing better than her. I find Barbara healing better than her. And the reason why I
Yeah.
say that is in Abyss, you all know the corrosion, right? The way
Yeah.
the corrosion is in my team, like when you kill the enemies, it's like your entire team suffering. If you have Kokomi on the field, yes, heal your team. Like if you're on the field for heal your team. I'm sure all of us would prefer just your healing, doing your burst healing, healing up all your simple process. No, but that's happening field for at least 10 seconds before burst to make it to the best. That like decrease your team that decrease because obviously you will not be doing as much damage as so that I mean, for sure. So I, I don't do it. I don't hate on her. I feel like you could have done a little better. Yeah, like the build just like her character like I feel like it just protects her. She have her talent, one of her I think her passing talent is better than it. Plus manipulative in order for her to do normal attacks. Like why would you have negative crit and you have to stay on the field? Like I feel like I don't see like I don't know, I just don't see the point. Like but yeah, bouncing around there for hey,
Yeah.
I think you
Hello.
were breaking up. Yeah,
Yeah. You're.
I was breaking up bad.
Yeah.
Y'all hearing me?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. No.
Okay, we're hearing you now.
Hey, guys, I talk so much there.
I got up to where you.
Guys,
I got up
I
to where you were saying that she has to stay on the field, but she does negative crit for her damage,
yeah,
so it doesn't make sense because she does almost no damage.
exactly. So it's a kid contradicting itself, and I feel like they are better healers. So I don't see the point in her basically being on your team because it's not making sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think
Actually, like.
she probably has her niche because she Here's my thing though. I don't like when they make characters that do this thing. Because when she uses her skills, she applies the wet status to herself, which I don't know why that's a thing. Like, why do you need to do that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then you'd want to use like a freeze comp, and there's it seems like all the support oriented hydro characters apply wet to themselves. Because Xinxiou, when he does his E, you get wet
Yeah,
status for a little bit. So if you're using it on like a cryo enemy, you actually end up freezing yourself.
yeah,
Barbara applies wet to yourself and to your party whenever you switch out to heal. And now Kokomi does the same thing. Why? Who decided that was a good design? That's
yeah.
just
That makes
crazy.
Yeah,
sense.
Miolo makes a lot of questionable design choices and like decisions that like I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Especially that's still that whole drama with um the Shogun not working with what's her name again? The pirate.
With Bala and Beidou, and then they came back saying,
Beidou. Yeah, I still find
yeah,
like that's how would you do that? Another thing is making endless weapons with boosts, but
specific
people
characters.
like Shao like don't really get the can't really use weapons like that. Like the when you really check, lightning was not made for him. The first set was not made for him. You get the catch was not made for him. Like it's like they just like putting the guy like a black sheep there. Like what's all this about, man? I don't know. To me, some of these decisions just
Yeah,
very strange.
I think
Even get
you brought up a very good point there, and we could go further on that because I just pulled up the new catalyst, right? Kokomi's
Yeah,
quote unquote primary weapon, and this literally only works with two characters in the game. So you can see Nimehoyo's mentality is they're gonna roll on Kokomi's banner, they're gonna roll on the weapon banner to get her weapon, which only works with again two characters in the game. So
yeah,
we could make double the money. That's what it feels like this is. Because
yeah,
the
yeah. I
main
feel like
stat on the
they're
catalyst
doing
is
that
HP, and then
because
its passive boosts healing. So I mean,
if you
okay.
really watch the Raiden Shogun's weapon, it's made more specifically for her, but it can't fit like Xiangling, and it can fit others, but it's not really made specifically for them. But I feel like they just went overkill with that on Kokomi. But if you realize, even like with weapons like Kazua's weapon, even what's her name, Eula's weapon to a point, you would see like Mihoyo is going on a path where they're making weapons for certain characters, but some of them is just like way too restrictive.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I don't see the point in making this catalyst so catered towards Kokomi that there's literally only one other character in the game that could use it, just in case
Yeah,
people don't get Kokomi and they get the weapon. Granted, everyone has that character because the character is free. It's Barbara, but would you really spend the resources, get this weapon, and then
Exactly.
build Barbara,
yeah,
build this weapon? Guarantee you,
Exactly.
everyone who gets this wanted the Jade Cutter.
Exactly. I know, right?
yeah, exactly.
I re- I really want that weapon. and not just that.
Even like
who uses Barbara?
Very true.
yeah, but
You know,
even the
like
jade cutter, I was just thinking of it today. Even the jade cutter, who really wants that weapon that uses a sword that much? Ayaka, but people usually build her with the Blizzard Stray set, so that would be way too much crit rate for you. Then you have Bennett. Bennett you would rather put a weapon with higher base attack than the Jade Cutter. Um, so it's like maybe you'll put it
that's
on Jean or somebody like that. I don't know.
done. Let me
Yeah,
just
I actually
yo.
think it works on Jean because of how well. I take that back. I don't think this works on Jean at all because her healing skills with attack and the Jade Cutter gives you HP. Maybe it can work on Bennett as like a little niche pick since Bennett's healing skills
It
with
was
his.
that weapon is like I don't know how you guys not seen. I don't know. I like the reason why I like that weapon and why I wanted it was for kitching. But yeah, it works on Bennett because well, it all depends on how you want to build your Bennett. If you want to build your Bennett to do damage or just to focus on healing, then obviously if it's just to focus on healing, then you wouldn't use that weapon. But if it's a damage dealing Bennett, then I would use that weapon on Bennett because it gives HP, and it gives attack based on your HP. And obviously, if with more HP, the more healing he. Um, but yeah, that weapon is. I see it like almost like a. I would categorize it almost like a staff of Homer. It working on almost. Well, that's how I see it. I see like it could work on almost any character, almost any sword character that like you just build in to deal damage. Um, because it gives a lot. It helps a lot with your crit stats. And it's a 5-star weapon. It has a decent base attack, not the highest, of course, but a decent base attack.
Yeah, I get what you say, but like to me, if it was like another category like the spare or something else, to me it would fit better on these other things. But like when you really watch the sword category, it's like a lot of people that really a lot of people really go for high base attack weapons for Bennett. So I feel like that one would like since it has a lower base attack, it will give you less of the buff. But at the same time, since Bennett has some HP scaling on some of his things, it could work for him as well. Even but like I'm just like the sword category is kind of limited because like I mean you have catching you can use it on her, but then a lot of people are not doing as much as like the newest set of characters. So like I don't know. I guess maybe as characters more sword users and whatnot, you'll get more people because I understand like yeah, crit rate is a big thing, so that could help with your crit rate massively. In terms of like making it like a weapon that is so good for somebody like apart from catching, like I don't really see um who will use it to make themselves so much better than using another type of weapon.
Mm, I guess like if you're looking at who would benefit the most from its passive and not just its main stat, then I could only see like Bennett benefiting from that. I guess
Yeah,
you don't necessarily have to use it on a character that benefits from the passive. It's just more optimal to do that.
Yeah, I was watching it and I was just thinking, like, I mean, technically it's like really good, but if you really like look at it, like on the on the on the 5 star, especially the 5 star users, sword users, one hand sword users, is like, hmm, like maybe there are better options, um, better 5 star options. But like, yeah, it was just something I was just thinking of. But like, I know notice a lot of people were hyping it up, and for some reason, but I was just thinking, is it like for sword users in particular? Sword users, I feel like since MiHoYo has been going harder on like the spare, it's like I feel like the like if it was a spare instead, like I could have seen it benefiting more people than the sword. But I guess as the other characters keep
Zhongli.
growing, it's like
I
yeah,
I think as a sped that would be like the perfect definitive weapon for Zhongli.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, so let's move on to let me just make sure I reach everybody. Let's see. Lina, you there?
I think he got disconnected.
Yeah, you're no
Okay.
longer there.
Ah, came back in.
Yeah, there you go.
Lina, you there? Anyway, let's just move on to the next topic. So we have been getting a lot of Mioyo's released information on the anniversary, and I know before people were speculating on what different things, different ideas that Mioyo could release for the anniversary. Some people were going as far as to say the choosing of your own 5 star weapon from the standard banner or 5 star character or even both. I knowing Mioyo, I highly doubted that would happen. Um, a lot of so Mioyo has released certain information that I guess we will go into more detail as we talk about it. But when I looked at that, when I looked at the rewards and I looked at the limited ability to get certain of the certain, like let's say for the working moon, it's like only a limited amount of people can get that. Is like what's up? And like the funny thing about that is content creators actually give more than me for
That
their
is
own game.
so true.
This is
Yo,
ridiculous.
that yo, that's so true, yo.
That is so
Yes,
true.
I was just watching that and I was like I'm just watching it and I'm taking it in and I cannot believe it. Like until the anniversary section fully passes and like I just cannot put my mind to a place where that's all MiHoYo will give. I feel like they're still hiding something because I cannot see like after winning so many awards and being supported by your customers so much that you're breaking all kinds of records that you never saw
Earning
coming.
millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah, earning so much that that's what you give for the anniversary. And to me, like somebody brought a point, a content creator, that when the game just started, the amount of things they were giving out, the person was like, "Hey, MiHoYo is like really generous." Um, even in the 1.4, I think it was a 1.4 patch where they allow you to choose your your 4-star character, they give you the 10 singles of wishes and endless primo gems and whatnot. To me, felt like that even that was better than what they're offering now for the anniversary. So to me, I refuse to believe that's all they're offering. I feel like MiHoYo is trolling people right now. But I mean, if that's really the case, man, I see a huge backlash coming, and I feel like that would be just disrespect to the supporters of Genshin Impact.
I'm trying to pull up the tweets and the post they made on their blog.
Yeah,
Let me see.
While you pulling it up, I agree with what you said. Um, like and these rewards are trash. Like yes, it's your yes, it's the first anniversary of the game. The thing is, the way Genshin blew up, it blew up way more than they expected it to blow up. And
yeah,
with all the money these people making, like they could have do something better. I mean, it's possible, like you said, that they have a surprise or they're just trolling people for now. But at the same time, man, it better be good. If they are trolling, whatever they bring, it better be good and worth it. But then I feel like even though they don't bring anything, people will still be playing the game. So
It's true.
yes, will be
Mhm.
dead
I
and
think
they'll get a
the
but
thing
people
is they this is the community event for their anniversary. The community event is that I don't think we mentioned what it is. So I have it up here. What they're doing is web events where the first one is from the day the anniversary starts, the 28th to the 12th. They're giving you, oh, what's this? Okay, I think someone removed the rates for some of these for some of these rewards. They're giving you the chance to win the blessing of the Welkin Moon. I buy the blessing of the Welkin Moon almost every month. It's $5.
yeah.
You have a
I feel like they
10%
should just
chance.
giving that away free.
Exactly. They're giving you a 10% chance to win that by creating your own anniversary card for them that they get to use to advertise the game. And then the rest of the people who participate, the 90% of the other people get to participate, only get 100,000 more. Everybody knows 100,000 more is
That's
useless.
garbage.
That
that's it.
does nothing for you in the game. Then
Exactly.
there's the art repost giveaway, where you create art, you enter an art contest. They're not calling it an art contest, but it is an art contest. And you have the chance to, three people have the chance to win the new iPhone. Who asked for that? That's not something you do for an anniversary.
Buy people computers instead for them to play the game.
I
Then
know, right?
there's, and it's only three of the iPhone. You're a multi-million dollar company. You could do better than that. You could give away 10,
Exactly.
not even 10. Um, and then after that, there's recording your anniversary memories, where it's not saying how you do this. 100 people have the chance to win. 1,000 people, sorry, have the chance to win 100 primos. That's not even one wish in the game. I think this is
So
just posting. This is
Ridiculous.
just posting your in-game screenshots. So
true.
that's dumb. And then there's the word puzzle web event, which takes place on all their social media. The same thing. 1,000 people win 100 primos. Again, that's not even one wish.
Yeah.
Then there's the cosplay contest, which everyone agrees this is just more predatory bullshit from MiHoYo, because you're gonna have people spend money creating costumes for your characters that you get to use for promotional purposes,
Yeah.
and you're going to offer one winner AirPods, a mouse, and merch. That's crazy. Then the last couple
Yeah.
of things, right? Your
Mm.
photo submission contest. I guess this is
Web event.
another screenshot submission thing
Oh. Mm.
where it just says Primo Gems. Whenever it just says Primo Gems, it's okay to assume that it's like 60 or 30.
It's so
And then you get
embarrassing.
more merch. I think this is just in-game merch, and then 1 month of Discord Nitro. 1 month of Discord Nitro. That's nothing. What if the person doesn't even use Discord?
I
Fan art,
feel like
another fan art
mm,
submission where you win an iPad or AirPods. This is one person. You're gonna give people the chance to win an iPad as part of a contest for your anniversary, as part of a reward. You're rewarding them by making them do commercial things for you and giving them a
yeah.
chance. Basically, the anniversary community event is just one massive gacha, and you have to be like an artist to enter. It's so crazy.
That's
It's so
true, man. I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm struggling in my head to think like why they would do that like that. Because like why they would do it like this, because to me, I don't know if it's something they do in their local area or not, but to me that makes absolutely no sense. Because to me, the thing for your anniversary, which is supposed to be like the biggest event for the entire year for your game, it's like you want to do something where most people, or if not everybody, can enjoy. So you give away things where the entire community can enjoy. I don't have a problem with you, doing your little side thing with one person winning an iPhone or an iPad or something, but that shouldn't be the main focus. The main focus should be everybody getting to maybe put discounts on the game in terms of like
Yeah,
uh, buying
Or
purchasing primo gems or whatnot. Put get to choose your own 4 star or 5 star or whatever. Incentives where it can act, people can actually utilize it and say, okay, the whole community is feeling the anniversary. When you do something like 10 people receiving this or one person receiving that, for a company with that keeps breaking records when they stream the game, when people are downloading the game, when people are purchasing things endlessly, you keep breaking records, getting number one, making if millions, if not billions of dollars on a game that has superseded your wildest expectations, and that's what you're offering. No, man, I cannot believe that. To me, that has to be a troll. I cannot believe this. That's ridiculous.
you believe it when the time pass, and you see
that's
nothing
the
else come.
thing. I
Yet
want
you're
there
just
has
me
to
like
be
that's
something
a hit in the
else.
face.
There has to be something else. This can't be it.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
on their
Just
Twitter, one of their Chinese players um left a comment that just massively ratioed them. Oh, it didn't ratio them, but it has like the most likes out of anything. And it's
yeah,
basically saying, I refuse to accept that this is what you give us for supporting you for a year. It's so disrespectful.
yeah. And I
It's
agree
basically that.
100% with that.
I think there's something else. There has to be something in game.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to do a special banner. Like this is copium, right? Because I don't think like as a company, I don't think they would let it get so bad that they won't try to fix it by giving more. Because this is horrible. This is very bad.
It is, it is like some people mention that I mean you'll be receiving a free 5 star in terms of alloy. Alloy is like,
That's
if
not
you
part of the
realize
anniversary.
exactly, that's some deal they have with PlayStation, and that's how they're giving you the free 5 star character. And to me, I mean, you heard people talking about her at the starting, but you're not even really seeing people using her that much, or praising her or being so good or anything like that. Um,
Exactly.
and like, I don't know, because I'm just trying to watch everything on a whole, and I'm seeing like the more I look at it, the more it just does not make sense, because I'm seeing it's like Mihoyo has given more before. So why would you, at such an important time in the game's history, in terms of the game, in terms of celebrating, in terms of giving back to the fans, that when you have to step up, that's when you would be, pull back. The only thing reason I'm seeing they might be doing that is if we don't know something and they're going bankrupt for some reason.
I highly
Because
doubt.
Yeah, but
Unless they
yeah, because
mismanage their funds.
yeah, I just
I highly
cannot
doubt.
see. I cannot see why they would do that. Like, to me, that's just shooting yourself in the foot. Even releasing Kokomi, a character like that, at this point in time, I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous.
yeah,
Like,
okay.
I would think, like, because in my mind, like way before the banner, way before the anniversary was close. I thought like, okay, Ayaka's birthday is around the same time of the anniversary, so I thought she would be the anniversary person, anniversary character, to be released around that time, but they didn't do that. So then as we started drawing a bit closer, I said, okay, based on like the times the banner is going to come out, it would make sense for them to release the new Akon on the anniversary. They didn't do that either. And now they, like, of all characters you chose to release on the anniversary, you release that's what you're releasing, Kokomi, like the worst 5 star um that come out so far. Like, I don't know, man. That it's just like, it's like they're intentionally trying to shoot themselves in the foot. It just makes no sense to me at all. I
Here's
just find
my
it ridiculous.
here's my speculation, right? Again, this is just me copium, right? Trying to wrap my
Yeah,
head around why this is done the way. I think I think there's probably some special thing they're cooking up that they want to make a surprise, and that's also why they've been cracking down so heavily on leaks and stuff. So
yeah,
possibly next
That's
week
true.
when the 28th hits, it's next week Tuesday, right? It hits and we get the actual anniversary day. There's probably gonna be some special banner up. There's probably gonna be we're gonna start getting rewards. But
Yeah,
yeah, I have to
like
compare it to because I'm a gotcha. I played a ton of gotcha games. I have to compare
yeah,
it to like two. Brave Frontier. That's a gotcha game I played the most. In fact, since I got my new phone, I've been playing it a lot again. For their
yeah,
first anniversary, they gave the community the option, right? Once we hit
Mm.
this threshold of this number of players, or this number of downloads on the App Store, whatever it is, here is five of the best characters in the game currently, the meta characters. Pick one, it's
Yeah,
yours.
Wow.
that's crazy.
On top of that, they give you free gems. They give you um so there's this standard summon where you get like materials to power up your characters. They made it so
Yeah.
that the standard summon gave you the top tier materials alone for that month.
Wow.
Wow.
Fate Go,
No, that's ridiculous, yo.
which is one of the most, like, since before Genshin came out, this was like one of the most, what was claimed to be the most predatory gacha game ever. For the first
Yeah.
anniversary, you got 3 10 pulls free, and if you spent any amount of money on the game during that time, you got
Mm.
to roll on a limited banner that guarantees you one of the top tier units when you roll on it.
Wow.
How are you?
That's crazy, yo. That is crazy. I can't even like you mentioned so many things there, and I can't even imagine Mihoyo doing one of these things.
Ah, me, you need to take
And
notes.
and I'm here thinking like, okay, you know, maybe next week they're gonna give us, the first banner that was in the game, the standard banner where Delu and Jean were the characters on it, as well as uh the free characters you start the game with.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, maybe they bring that banner back as like a separate other banner, where if you do a 10 pull, you guaranteed one of these 5 stars. That makes sense to me. That fits in with that. Or it could be that
Yeah.
they just didn't plan anything for the anniversary, and you know, it's up in the air.
That would suck, eh?
Yeah, it would. It could be that they just didn't plan anything for the anniversary, and they're trying to cobble together some stuff.
No,
Man, I don't know.
I don't.
Whoever is planning that anniversary needs to be fired. I
Yep,
I don't know.
I
yep.
say that
That
after
that
the
is ridiculous.
say that after the date pass and nothing happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
because
Yeah,
for all we know,
that's why I'm being like I'm just waiting to see because I'm still in disbelief. Like, when something happened and you just like your mind just cannot wrap yourself around it. That's me and this anniversary. I cannot wrap my mind around that. I refuse to believe that. And I'm waiting to see because I feel like MiHoYo knows how the community likes to get on for every little thing. So they probably just like probably messing with us. That's what I'm feeling right now. Because I still cannot believe this. That's just ridiculous.
I think the one time they've ever listened to the community was for Zhongli,
yep.
Yeah.
because when the Bal and Beidou thing happened, they shut it down real quick. They were like, "Hey, um, this is how it was meant to work. It's how it's supposed to be. Full stop. That's it." But
Yeah.
if you actually play these characters, you'd think that doesn't make sense,
Doesn't make any kind of sense.
considering.
Especially the way Xinxiou works with Bar.
Right,
And
right,
it's just ridiculous.
It's just the
yeah,
word, the wording that people have to change. It.
yeah. And then there's I lost my train of thought there.
Mhm.
I was
But I
gonna
was,
say
oh, okay, go
it's
on.
it's not just that. There's also the fact that it was working in the beta, and we know that because of leaks. So they
Yeah.
went even harder at the leaks.
Yeah,
Granted, the beta isn't the final product, But why was it changed? Is the question that still not answered.
You know, my answer to that, it would be too strong. That's the only logical thing I can think of. Like, as weak as Electro is right now, Beidou C6 is one of the strongest characters in the game. I don't know if any of you know how powerful she is with her burst, but and Bal, of course, is a burst form you would use her in. I think combining these two characters, like that would be like the two Electro Queens of the game. That would just be a, a ridiculous combinations, and they would be really strong. But then I'm thinking at the same time, Electro is weak. Like Electro is probably the weakest element right now. Um, with them having these two characters being able to work together, that's the least you can do. Miyoyo, that's the least you can do. Electro weak in itself. So even the
Exactly.
resonance. So like that's the only possible thing I could have think of. Maybe they would have been too strong. They would have been game breaking, and
I think it would have been.
and I guess they didn't want that to happen. So maybe because they have plans to buff Electro eventually, and that would probably make it even worse. So I thought of several reasons why it's probably not working, and I'm like, wow, that just like spoiling. Like if you, I really like Beidou and I like Bal. Them not working together is and I'm sure you have other people that feel the same way I feel. Like it's just
Yeah,
a buzz killer, man. Just a buzz killer.
yeah. I was thinking along the same thoughts with you. That that's probably why they did it. But the fact that um is, another reason, as you mentioned, that it was working in beta. I was thinking in my head, maybe they did it again to show, okay, yeah, these things working better, but that's not the final product. So it's like a punishment for leaking information. That's in my head. But I mean, you never know what's going on with these people. Sometimes people just make some ridiculous and rash decisions, and even when the whole Songly drama was going on, I don't know if you all heard that, but some people were saying like some of the team was more for him to be a DPS, some of the team was more for him going on to be more of a support, and there was this back and forth between in the whole thing because they had some leaks of him doing so much more damage and whatnot. So yeah, I think even in the company itself, yeah, you have these disagreements where this is supposed to happen and that's supposed to happen, and but sometimes in the final product you just get something totally different. Like looking at Ganyu, for example, I think when she in the beta, she was not as good as um, how she was actually released because I don't think her boost was supposed to be 100% uptime. But for some reason, they just decided to make a real OP. So I don't know. Some crazy things happen in a company sometimes, and like it will just be interesting. Maybe one day, maybe if like the game dies off eventually, and then one day you get these stories on what was going on behind the scenes. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens on the day of the anniversary.
Yeah. Even I don't know, like Mioyo seems to be making some funny decisions these days. I feel like, especially during the Inazuma release, like these funny decisions have been happening one after the other. You look at every character that comes out has some drama with it. Like you look at after Ayaka, you got people accepted Ayaka as not being OP, but as being balanced, which was fine. People were fine with it. Um,
Mhm.
but then directly after you got Yumiya, which people were really complaining about. Um, Now, even with like she I find like she plays well with Bao, but like even then I feel like Yomiya had so much potential, and I feel like they did her dirty. And like even though she works decently well enough with Bao, but then I've tried other teams with Bao, and then other characters work so much better with Bao. It's like, I mean, do you really want to use her? Like with Bao, I mean, I feel like they had so much potential with Yomiya. They could have realized, and they didn't. Then straight after you went to Bal, they had the whole Bal drama. Now look, Kokomi is like back to back to back. You get these characters where you see they had so much potential, or there's some glaring error in the kit, or something. And I'm wondering, like, okay, you have all these people working on these characters. You have beta testers running these characters for a while, and still, like, how do these glaring errors and designs just come out like to like it like these things you'd see like a basic some person playing the game can just instantly spot that, and like these things just escape for a company. I don't know. These things are just very strange to me.
Yep. Yep. It's just an overall just bad call by whoever
Yeah.
decided this.
The way it kept happening like one after the other like that, I'm just wondering if there was a change in personnel or somebody that they put that like something's just not going right somewhere.
It's entirely possible because we don't know the inner workings of MiHoYo, and we don't even have a roadmap for this game. So it's entirely possible that something happened somewhere in planning or in developing this, and then this is what we ended up with.
Yeah, because I think they admitted like to changing how the game would be stretched out or compressed or whatever in terms of like how they were going to put out the new stories and whatever. um, but if you really watch it, like I don't know, to me I feel like I'm just making my suspicions and whatnot, but I feel like they didn't expect the game to do that well, and now they're trying to milk the profit out of it. They probably like looked at the games and saw the usual lifespan of a gacha game and figured, okay, maybe this game might just last a year or two and whatnot.
Nah,
But then,
they knew it was gonna be big because they put a lot of effort into Genshin. I'll give them that. They put a lot of
yeah,
effort into it. It's just the way that they're running everything now that's just very poor.
the reason why I said that is because if you really watch like the first set of characters, you have Bennett, Xinxiou, Sucrose, and these characters. They like at a stage where you they're like really staple characters. Like like for you to make better characters than these characters, that would be really hard for these people. Like you watch somebody that people are comparing to Bennett, Sarah, and Sarah is like nowhere near as good as Bennett. I mean, like
Yeah.
I would not expect them to make another Bennett because I mean, what would be the point, or make a character better than Bennett, because that would probably be a bit too much. But to me, what I was saying for Sarah, okay, you give her the buffing, right? At least make her buffing on par with Bennett. You don't have to give her the healing as well, because Bennett can buff and heal, and do his DPS as well if you want to build him like that. But so you don't have to give a character all these capabilities like Bennett, but like at least make the one that they're doing, make them really good at it. I feel like it's like they're in an effort to try and not power creep certain characters because of the whole Ganyu drama and whatnot. They're trying to balance out characters more, which is fine, but sometimes they're doing it in a way that just doesn't make sense, and it actually makes the character feel like almost weak or useless sometimes. Like I mean, you watch at the characters I just mentioned a while ago, and you look at them and like, okay, like a lot of people originally when they heard about Yomiya, they thought Yomiya would be like a pyro Ganyu, and then
Yep,
getting
I thought
Yomiya is
that.
like, yeah. When you get Yomiya, you see like, okay, what's up? Like example, what's the point of Yomiya that shot? That barely does any damage to. It's like
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like why even include that as part of the kit when it's just like useless? Because okay, yeah, you have a nice thing where you do the charge shot and it just automatically locks onto the target, which is really good. But what is the point of that when it hardly does any damage? It's like
yeah,
it's not making any like the kit basically makes no sense. Like even if you go back you go roll back to like Shao for example. Shao really good character, but when you really watch out the kit, it's like they made him to be played in a specific role, right? Plunging. So you mean to tell me, okay, because you want people to play the character like that, you're going to make the rest of his kit useless in terms of he has these nice flashy normal attacks and charge attacks and whatnot. And basically you're going to design his kit in a way where if somebody doesn't want to plunge with him and they want to build him physical instead, you're going to make that basically useless because I mean you have all these nice animations of him doing his normal and charge attacks, but it's just not the way to play him. So it's just like these attacks and sequences are just there for just for being their sake. So like things like that, where you have like a lot of wasted um animations and all these kind of things in the characters, talents wasted, all these different kind of things. Like to me, these things are supposed to be optimized better in a way where okay, if I don't want to run a character this way, I can run it that way. Like their attacks, their attack strings, their skills, their talents are not wasted and just being there for their sake, and you just stuck in playing a character a
The
certain type of
constellations as well,
yeah,
because some
exactly.
constellations just don't make sense on characters.
yeah,
Exactly. But if you have to just stick in on Shao, for example, you have his C2. Okay, you get to get more energy when you switch characters. Shao is a selfish character. You want the guy to be on the field all the time. That doesn't make that constellation makes no sense. Then you have the one where yeah,
Bennett C6.
C4. Yeah, I think you get more defense on him. Like really, like who is going to roll specifically for that? Like it makes no sense at all. Yeah. I don't know, like you designing the characters and at least make everything make sense. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of things they're doing just makes no sense at all. Like you have somebody like Diana. Diana has constellations which are ridiculous. I mean, she's clearly a support. Why would you give her constellations that boost her damage? That none makes no sense. Like who going to use Diana's charge shots and whatever stuff like that? For what reason?
Yeah.
Venti has the same issue in his constellations as well. Why would you be using his Venti to be shooting bulls behind people? I don't know, man. These things are just ridiculous to
So
me.
strange.
Yeah, but I don't know if they doing things to just throw people, or I feel like some certain things they're doing is just like pure laziness. Like, oh, we have to we're in the developing stage for this character. Man, I really do feel like adding thinking of a talent for a character. Let's just add they can get a little extra stamina while swimming, and that's it's like really.
I don't think it makes you question, like, do they play test any of these things, any of these changes they make? Like,
Yeah,
one of D-Luke's talents is that he reduces the stamina cost of his own charge attacks.
yeah,
Who charge attacks with D-Luke? Who does
Why
that?
would
exactly.
you exactly? Why would you? You know what I feel like? I feel like so for some characters, there is a constellation that is a big deal. For example, Zhao, or even Child. Like the constellation itself is super strong, and then they have to like it. They cannot make it too easy for you to get that constellation, so they put it at C6, and they just put a bunch of trash in between to try to just fill out the slots before you get to that super good constellation. And
Yeah,
and they don't put any thought into what those other constellations would be, which is why Zhao gets in a defense, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, you could justify it by saying he's on the field often, and in addition to him losing HP, I guess, like from him own self, from his own ability, he losing HP. So having a high defense would help. Like that, you could justify it, but at the same time, I mean, you have healers for that, you have supports for that. You're not gonna take him out by himself. They have shielders now, so yeah, it's like it does not make no sense. It not making no sense. But yeah,
It's probably a
I,
case where
you
they have to I mean, it's a gacha game, so they're gonna keep coming out with more and more and more characters. And how do you make these characters unique? So they could just be making these one-off things, and then later down the line, you're gonna see it on a completely different character as a
yeah,
talent on possibly like the charge attack thing. You could probably see
oh
that on a sword user later on. The defense buff thing, you could probably see that on, I don't know, the catalyst user later on,
yeah,
because there will be a point where they have to mix and match different skills and talents.
yeah.
yeah. That's true. And it's like just watching these things, just think sometimes about like what goes on behind this, but I mean, it is what it is. Even like the biggest of companies have, these kind of things where it just makes you scratch your head at times. But I'm still glad that the game is still alive and kicking because I mean, in its particular space, I feel like it's one of the best. Mioyo has done one of the best jobs in terms of overall production, the music, the story, the
Oh
the
yeah, no
characters,
doubt, no
everything
doubt.
together. Yeah, they've gone really hard in that. I just hope that they can continue the pace and the honestly the even though like okay people were going a bit over with Raiden, and I have to admit I was a bit skeptical of her at first because I was wondering, okay, is she really going to be that good. And like I still have even though I see her use in the team, I still have my certain grievances about her in terms of um like being like pure free to play with like her at C0 and not having her signature weapon. I still feel like she's like her power difference in terms of getting like the C2, getting the weapon, the refinements or whatever. It's like it's such a massive scale away from like what free to play is, and I don't think I can understand for C6 being like a crazy thing because I mean you're spending thousands of dollars, you have to see your money's worth in there. Um, but I feel like the character is supposed to be like um good enough that it doesn't make you feel like the C2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is like so ridiculously like a world apart. I feel like the C0 like the free to play bar and the pay to win bar is like light years apart here. Light years. But like they did a decent job with her, but I feel like they could have done better. And
Mhm.
especially that thing with Beidou, that was like a drama. I feel like that could have, and with the the drama continuing from Yomiya to Bao to now Kokomi is like, I mean, I feel like they really have to step up their game, and hopefully they don't mess up with what's that guy's name again? The
Toma,
new guy coming out, the new four star coming out,
Toma.
Toma.
Yeah, the spare user, right? Pyro, or is it? I don't know if Goro is coming out.
Yeah, that's what I think you're referring to, Tuma. Yeah, everybody get disconnected, man. Hello?
Possibly. Um, I guess Don got disconnected.
You can hear me though?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, alright, yeah. I, I wasn't hearing anything for a moment. Yeah, yeah, man. But
So you made it tell me.
me,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
was
got
so
talking.
much,
disconnected.
much improvement to do.
Yeah, you could see though that they have a kind of they have a bias towards the pyro character. So I don't think Toma is going to be I don't think he's going to be bad. I think he's actually going to do good on teams that probably don't have a Zhongli or teams that I guess duo him with a character like Bennett or something. I guess I'm not familiar with his kit. I didn't look at like any leaks or anything, so I just know that he puts up a shield and he
Yeah,
also does a massive pyro AoE.
yeah, that's what I saw as well. The few leaked videos, that's what I saw. Puts up a shield. I'm hoping the shield is strong. Obviously, it won't be as strong as the only, but I mean, at least I'm hoping it's not going to be as weak as what's her name? Um,
Shinyan.
that girl.
Xinyan,
Yes.
that girl.
I'm hoping it's not.
Man,
Yeah,
no love
but yeah,
Shishinya. Um, I think Mihoyo Genshin just has a lot of mismanagement because there's
Yeah,
no once a limited banner is gone, that's basically it for that character. If they don't get added to the standard banner, and then the standard banner still has higher rates for other characters that you might not want. So it's kind of iffy. And then you still have a chance of not getting the characters on the limited banner. I don't know. I think they have a lot of fine tuning to do. They have a lot of growth they need to do before they before I feel like Genshin is still in, even after a year, it's still in an infant state where they could come back and fix a lot of the stuff that's just not good in the game right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if okay, you have the character once and then they've been rerun, thing should be, you don't have to wait another year or 6 months for that character to be rerun again, because the more the game goes on, the more new characters are going to come in. So eventually, like the spots for being for having a run will start getting clogged. So what I'm saying is, like, to me, if a character, they should have like a special banner that if a character has gotten already, put a banner, another banner, the possibility
Yeah.
of pulling that, or just the characters that have been rerun already into the standard banner.
Yep. That's why a lot of other gacha games have more than just like the 2 or 3 banners. They have a lot more. Like
Yeah.
I'm playing Pokemon Masters right now. There's like 7 banners going at the same time, so you know
Wow, that's
what you're gonna get.
so not diverting too much, but that's an official you actually pull him on instead of catching them or something. Eh?
Yeah, it's an official Pokemon gacha game where you don't just pull. It's kind of complicated. You pull the pair, so you pull the trainer and the Pokemon, and
Yeah.
it's a 3v3 thing. So yeah,
Hmm. Oh, I see. Yeah, but
the rates on this
yeah.
are a lot better than Genshin as well.
Yeah, I find something needs to be done, and I feel like maybe after the year is done, maybe some will see some overhauling happening, because I really think they cannot leave Miyo can't leave Genshin in the seat, because it will eventually become too much, um too clogged with characters. But they have shown before that they can adjust things with um the whole Kaching Hutao fight, the Kaching Hutao banner. But I guess they saw, I guess they were just trying to see if that will work. And I guess with the massive failure of the Kaching banner, I'm guessing it's not making sense to add
Yeah,
the standard banner characters to their own event things, unless, to me, the only way that would have made sense was add it as like a food banner. So yeah, give people the option if they want
right,
to go there, but don't make
right,
it the main banner. Like
right.
that's really good. But I feel like with they knowing how popular Kaching was, and you know how ridiculous this Kaching main people are already, I feel like they thought like the Kaching fan base would have really went hard for her. But I mean, a lot of people have gotten Kaching already, even though I haven't gotten her yet. I just keep
Neither
getting
have I.
Chichi, but But I if a lot of the people already got her and they're saying, okay, there's a chance to get her internet banner. It's like, why would you go for her? Like that was an easy skip for people. So I think there's really an that food banner. So let's see where they go from there. Hopefully they learn from the mistakes and they see, okay, maybe we should adjust things in a way. But hopefully, with the adjustments they make are beneficial to us and not just for making adjustments sake.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm interested to see in the coming days and maybe probably even by next week how things are going to play out with Kokomi, how when people start utilizing her more in different teams and whatnot, what will be the final thoughts of her be before her banner is out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on her for now. Um, I want to actually go into another topic because we have the I think we spoke about it slightly, but we now that we've fully experienced it, what are your thoughts on the new spiral abyss and the corrosion effects and the difficulty or non-difficulty of in the new spiral?
Hate it. Um, we all know Spiral Abyss is it only changes to cater to whatever new character is coming out.
Yeah,
The corrosion effect deals damage to you over time. Kokomi is a healer. They want to push you towards rolling on Kokomi's banner. This time it's just extremely blatant.
yeah, that's the most
And
blatant I've ever seen before.
yeah, it's just extremely blatant. Give us money. That's the goal for Spiral Abyss right now. I got
Yeah,
up to I haven't completed floor 11 because and it's so scummy too because the corrosion increases with the more enemies you kill, the more damage you do.
yeah,
And I
that is
blast through the
ridiculous.
enemies. So my team ends up getting wiped
Yeah,
before
I
like
know,
I can
I
complete
know the
the floor.
feeling.
So it's a I guess I have to build more healers now, which
Yeah.
it's
So,
okay, I
how
guess,
many
but
stars have you gotten on the new profile?
I haven't
On the
gone past floor 11 at all. So
on floor 11, I meant.
I haven't gone past it at all. So I only got up to floor 10 and I 3-star 9 and 10.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I actually spent hours and days trying different teams and all kind of stuff on that just to see how it works. Right now I'm on six. I 9 starred 10 and 9 and 10, of course. At 11 I'm on 6 stars on it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go back in there because I didn't really like that experience at all. Looking from my rotation to get my rotations because I was using that's a new thing I like about Bal. It's like she makes if you use her right, she makes you get your boost up so quickly
Yep.
that that using Bennett I was able to I didn't need one of the party wide healers. I was able to use Bennett one of the halves to people just enough so that they don't die. So didn't need a party wide healer. I was originally running either Barbara or Chichi on the first half for to get more damage in, and Bennett was holding the ground. For the second, I was using. I forgot that Or let me just make sure that I'm right on this. When you're healing with Chi, for you to get the party wide healing, you have to with her, right?
Yeah, it's her passive, so she has to hit the enemy,
She has to
or
she has to be
if
the one
she
attacking.
no, she as long as
No,
she marks the enemy, whoever attacks that enemy that's marked gets healing.
but the party doesn't get healed. Like
No, not the
let's
entire
say
party.
let's say I use my E, and so the little ball thing keeps rotating
Ah,
around
that's
me.
what you mean.
Yeah,
So
and then
yeah,
I switch to let's say Deluxe, and my Deluxe is getting healed, but the party is not getting healed.
so if it's the E and Chi Chi's the one attacking, then the whole party gets healed. But if you switch to Diluc, then Diluc is the only one who gets healed. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, and but if it's a burst, then everybody gets healed. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
everyone
time,
gets
right?
healed. Right.
Yeah, which is a big thing because I mean, yeah, Chichi, you build on attack, but at the same time, if you have her on the field, you're losing DPS with attacking, keep your team up. So it's kind of
I would
a
I
bit,
would build her. I would put like 4-piece build Blizzard Stray on her and
yeah,
just go in.
yeah. I have a 4 piece
But
Blizzard tray on my because I keep getting copium pieces. So I'm I'm running a 2 piece Blizzard 2 piece Glad. So I don't even have a Blizzard tray except for Chichi. So what I started doing was since I I'm only using Bennett on my first half of my team, I'm just using Barbara, which comes in really clutch for me. Like really, I feel like Barbara is like the best healer in the game, especially having her at C6 because sometimes I don't know randomly something happens and then my just dies and bam, Barbara just revives it. Barbara revives the character and I didn't even realize the character had died. So it's kind of messed up that it's only happening every 15 minutes, but I'm guessing like it's almost like tailor made for us. Like let's say your character died in floor 9. By the time you get to floor, I mean floor, I mean like the first floor. Someday by the time you get back to the third floor, um, your revive would have been refreshed already because of how long sometimes it takes to run the entire abyss.
yeah, I think I might have to build Barbara for that. Because
Yeah,
currently,
like
I'm trying to get.
that's one of the reasons why like even she can be even better than Kokomi because I the way the corrosion works is sometimes all your being like on health being on red. When she does a burst, bam, everybody's back up to normal, and you go back about your business instead of having little by little. Wait, what were you saying
I
before
started
I
building.
said that?
I started building Jean just to try her out
Yeah,
in the abyss, and I think I need to get more pieces, well, better pieces for my Chi Chi and Diona. I don't think Diona is good in this abyss. It takes a while to
yeah,
like build up her ult, which is her only form of healing. So I might just have to, not use her and get better pieces for my Chi Chi. Try using Jean because Jean also heals on hit.
Yeah,
which is
Gina's
big,
really
and she has the. I guess maybe I could see if I could do something with Sayu because I haven't built Sayu as well. I just have
yeah.
so many unbuilt characters, and when you try
Me
to
too.
get like good artifacts for them, you blast all your resin you can't dedicate to any other character. So like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's my dilemma right now because I'm still
Yeah,
farming for decent pieces for Ayakatsu.
yeah. Because as you mentioned that, I it just reminded me of a conversation I was having with Kyrgyzstan and Melinda and the guys about like I was watching certain YouTube videos and I was like, how are these guys playing a beast like that? And then I feel like when I really internalize it, I feel like maybe it's my support that not doing well enough. So I feel like been having the drive to push my in terms of talent levels and whatnot, but I haven't been pushing my enough. So I said I'll start with Xinxiou to get him up. I'm still trying to get characters like what's her name, Yomiya up because I feel like I really want to push Yomiya just to prove to myself that she's not a total waste, but I can't devote too much resources to that right now because I really want to get my spots to a respectable level where you know I can actually not depend fully on my but allow them like especially with the way I'm doing rotations right now. I'm doing a lot of experiments with teams in terms of Hydro and Electro, using Child, using Beidou, using Raiden, Fischl, or Child Flip Comp, or like I'm just trying so many different teams. But the thing is, a lot of these teams require you to have solid supports. So I'm saying like um, my goal right now is to be pushing my supports, especially as I know really fights that I'm looking forward to right now into like because I don't know what's coming out in the next patch, and I'm not a fan of Kokomi, so I
Very true.
feel like that's an opportunity for me to start saving my primo gems and maybe like when two comes out I can try and pull him. But yeah, I find floor 11 corrosion a bit but I don't know if I'll attempt it again. Maybe I might. Floor 12 definitely is a tough one. Especially the floor 12 free, where in the first half of the floor I totally annihilate these two big robots. But the second half, that huge robot that keeps dropping all these little different machines around it. There's something else, man. That's HP for days, yo. But I mean, it is what it is. And that's why I look forward to doing stuff like a because it like really pushes you, uh, depending on your characters as you have. Well, one thing that just came to my mind, I actually finally well a bit of a spoiler alert, but faced last senior and yeah man
It's a crazy fight, yeah.
I kind of pardon.
It's a crazy fight.
Yeah, it's a crazy fight, and I just enjoyed, especially the last part when you started talking to the priestess, and she started revealing all kind of interesting answers to questions that you had. I was like, that was really interesting. I don't want to mention to spoil it for anybody who might not have listened or did the story yet, but yeah, it was very interesting. Um, but yeah, man. So, you put Bal. How's Bal doing for you right now and whatnot?
I'm actually working on her. Like I haven't
Yeah.
raised her talents yet, but I
Yeah.
could definitely see how well she synergizes with like different teams.
Hmm. Yeah. And like the more I use her, like the more I'm seeing like, okay, let me try this team, let me try that team. Even like most of my teams have like shield users and healers in there. And I've even attempted doing teams without those and see how it runs. And it's very interesting to see like the different um rotations and different talents and all these kind of things, how they come into play. Trying to
Yeah,
push through like what's the best teams for me to choose and whatnot because I'm seeing like man like the way I'm seeing certain people using um the freestyle weapons and only 4 star whatnot. I say man it's time for me to up my game on this thing.
bro. I think I might just have to do that. I'm gonna look at all the C6 characters I have. I think
Yeah,
I have no 3-star built weapons, but I have a bunch
yeah.
of like R5 3-star weapons that I'm gonna start
Mm,
building and see what
yeah,
works with who and how well that comes off.
yeah.
Just experiment for a bit. I don't think there's any character that's gonna come up unless they do like I don't even think I want to use Ganyu because I have Ayaka now.
Mm,
So I'm good on cryo.
yeah,
And 2.2 we're gonna get Aloy. So
yep,
I guess
definitely.
depending on what the next couple of characters are, I don't think I'm gonna pull anything for a while. So I can just
Yeah,
focus on
yeah.
on building characters.
Yeah. I feel like when I be for constellations for a particular character, or maybe when I just things tell me do a little pull here and there, I just might drop a 1 2 pulls and just be done with that. But yeah, I don't. I'm just trying to save my primos right now because sometimes when you end up spending all at one time, it's like you end up regretting it. So yeah, let's try and get that done. And yeah, so any final thoughts we as we round up?
Anniversary community event sucks. The new Kokomi's weapon sucks. Kokomi is subpar, and I gotta get to building more support characters.
Yeah, definitely. I think like a lot of people just take that advice if they haven't already. Yeah, the supports are the what man we think they do. So yeah, just show them some love. But yeah, man.
Yep.
In on the pod again tonight. It was interesting having it on a Tuesday instead. Getting to see what people think of the new car and whatnot. I guess by next week we should have a better idea of like what the community thinks of her and whatnot. And I guess we'll discuss that and many more subjects. Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Let us know what you feel of the topics that we're discussing, and we'll see you on Monday. Monday we're returning to the Mondays, so yeah, we'll see you back next Monday. I'm out.
All right. Peace.
Peace.